was a couple of days ago.
Early Sunday morning.
So working out the details and plans. The process of that, we figured out the parade route on the permit was wrong. So the parade route is Spencer to Main, down Main to Court, down Court to Front, down Front back to Page, and up Page back to Main, which is the same as it's been for a while.
So we need a motion to approve the permit?
Yeah, so the point they're at now, we need to approve the permit so they can move forward with the DOT.
Right.
Ed, you haven't been here for this. We have a parade permit, but that's all that it is. And I've 2 times asked to not take action on this parade permit because the way that this has been presumed forever and ever is that when we approve this parade permit, we are approving each and everything that the Strawberry Festival wants to do, every place they want to place something, every street they want closed. And that's not what the parade permit is. So I've asked that the Strawberry Festival come here to us and give us a proposal. We have a proposal here from the 4K that told us all the things they were going to do, what, where, how, when, and why. And I had recommended that the Strawberry Festival come to us and tell us, ask us what things they want to do. How do you want to have it? Where do you want to have it? Where are you going to put this? Where are you going to do that? What parks do you want to use? That's the thing that I've been asking for. So the parade permit is not that. It's a parade permit. But I say it for years and years and years, once we just pass a parade permit, and that's becomes, okay, now do whatever you want.
Can I?
I've not, no. I've not. That's been my thing.
All right, so Wendy, would you like to make a proposal?
Yes, can I interject here
Yes.
for a minute? All we want approved is the parade. Jeff Winchell and the mayor and I and Pat have met, and we are working up a comprehensive plan. I know how many cones go where, what time they go where. I have everything in this book. I can certainly entertain everybody with the details of the festival. We're not doing it any differently than we've done it in the past 39 years. The parade permit is just for the parade. It doesn't give us free rein. We have to have a comprehensive plan through the police. We have to go through New York State, who has the authority, not the village board. New York State is the one that can tell us whether we can close Court Street or Park Street or any highway that says 17 on it. Or 17C or whatever, North Avenue. We have to go through DOT. So
It's a state road.
we're not even there yet. This is just for the parade.
But we have to have your approval for the parade so that we can go ahead.
We can't go to DOT with anything. And we are working on a comprehensive plan. We have all the ropes. The scouts have been great. Last year we had a little issue because someone from the fairgrounds stole some of the cones. But we finally found them. And there was a complaint that was injected before we found them. But otherwise, we had 0 complaints at the end of last year. We are quite organized. We're pretty tight. Got this together, Doesn't give anybody free rein.
I can tell you, the 6 years that I was on the board, we went through this exact same thing every time. And Rusty's got good questions and good concerns, but that parade is pretty much as one you said, it's a gateway so they can start the rest of their process into it. But the rest of the things that Rusty's asking about may very well be answered in Wendy's book.
Well, they are, and DOT, when we apply to DOT has their own set of restrictions. We have to go through the mass gathering process. We have to have certain roads closed if there's going to be people in a certain area. They don't rubber stamp anything for us.
I think what Rusty's getting at is, if you guys are gonna go to the state get your permit, which I understand you can't do unless the Village of Weagle says yes.
For the parade.
He's saying you're gonna go there, for
For
anything.
the parade.
You can't close
the
Front
festival.
Street for the festival
For the
without the
parade.
village saying yes. And that's what Rusty's saying.
On Lake Street.
As part of this permit, are you guys going to the state to say, we're closing Front Street, we're closing Court Street, we're closing,
Well, that's why we're here. We want your approval of doing this.
well, that's what Rusty's asking. What streets are you
What
gonna
streets?
close for the festival?
He just named them right there.
She told you the same ones they've done for 39 years.
All you gotta do is write it down on a piece of paper and give it to
It's
them.
changed many times over 39 years.
We've given the police chief a map. We've given him everything he needs.
I can provide you with the maps.
Police
We
doesn't
need
get it, the
that.
board.
I've got the
We need the
5K
maps.
stuff. I had to give a letter of authorization to the 5K for them to be able to operate at the festival. They have to apply to DOT just like we do. And they are included in the comprehensive plan that the police are using. We're taking into factor width in the road so fire trucks can get through. We're taking into account traffic, if it's rerouted, can the trucks turn? We're looking at everything, and I have the map that we're working on.
No.
Okay, let's get right to it.
So,
What is it?
Mayor, do you want
hold on a minute.
to have a discussion with the audience on this?
In our 2-hour meeting, I took some notes. Friday night, what we're looking at closing is Court Street, Lake Street, Church Street, and front from Church to Court. So if you look at a map, that is this area.
Not Friday night. We never close Friday.
So that's Friday night with the fireworks.
Right, Main Street.
That's what's closed.
It's
There's a
open.
question of closing Park Street. We're working through that.
Wasn't there a
With the
suggestion
police
that there was a street that wasn't included because the merchants wanted included? This
So
is
that's-
Here you go, Rusty.
That is
Give
Saturday.
me a copy of this. I'll get another one.
Saturday, they would close
It's just
Court
a
Street,
draft, it's gonna be,
Lake Street, front, all that same stuff. Front Street,
Yeah, that's what. the mayor said.
Church Street, Main Street, and North Avenue. From Main Street to Temple.
So, Mr. Mayor, this is a
Yeah, that's the map.
map or something that you have?
same map.
And when have you been privy to this?
I got this yesterday.
So you've been privy since yesterday to this plan, which is kind of what I've been asking for weeks and weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we had a meeting. It's been
Yeah.
an insane amount.
Somebody else was supposed to take care of it, Rusty, and didn't, so we apologize for that. I
No.
interjected yesterday.
I don't have a life, so I do it on Sundays.
Okay. Do you want, Mr. Mayor, do you want a conversation with some of the Strawberry Festival, or how do you want to
Yes.
approach this?
I have this too, Rusty, if you want to take a look
I
at it.
want you to get the mayor's permission to be having them back and forth.
Can I
Yeah,
show
she's the-
him this list of all the ropes and barrels and where they're gonna be on the streets?
Yeah.
Just for him to look at, this is my only copy.
That's fine, I'm quite privy
I
on
need
this.
it back.
I'm quite privy on that stuff. So, the discussion that I've asked to have, I asked the president of the HOM, I asked the vice president of the HOM I asked them about it 8 months ago, I've asked them about it 5 months ago, I asked them about it 3 months ago, 2 months ago, I asked this continuously, is, do we want to have it
Just good.
go the same ways that it's always gone, or are there other ways that we don't want it to do or do want it to do? So on this thing, you have a music stage on the courthouse square. There are people who believe that that is problematic on a Friday evening in rush hour traffic to have that whole area full of people. There are people who believe that that's problematic.
So we are, Rusty, we are looking into, with the police, a way to close Park Street as well.
That is also problematic because there would be a way, except we have the run going through there. The run goes through there, and I think it's at 7 this year.
We're trying to solution that as we're going.
Good.
That's a time issue though, not a project issue.
Yeah.
I mean, those are things we can schedule.
I mean, there may be another route to get people around
We're
things.
talking about big issues of road closure.
I think the kids' run is 5:30 and the adult run is 6.
Okay, and the operation plan from the 5K run, it says, start time, kids run begins at 6 PM, 5K begins at 7. That's what it says on the plan that they gave us.
Okay.
From doing the traffic on that for 100 million years, I have a pretty good idea of how that all goes. So that run,
I got later.
sorry, bud.
Thanks.
That one.
I gotta go take some pills.
No,
Good to have you
thank you,
back.
Ed.
Thank you, Steve.
Good to be back.
All right, where were we going?
Some of us have looked at alternate ways to move traffic around. It's problematic because the run won't end till 8 or after. The stragglers take forever to get around the run. The run ends back on Academy Street. One of the ways that we could move some traffic around there would be to go down front of Academy down Main and close off both sides of the courthouse if that was something that we were interested in doing. It's problematic because of the run on Friday. It won't be over till 8 or later, and then those people all run back to in front of the county office building on 56 Main, and they're in the road there significantly later than that. So that's problematic for us to try and close both of those streets. It's problematic for us to close Court Street because we did it last year and run the two-way traffic up Park Street. And I don't know.
5:30 is the kids running, and 6:15 is the 5K.
I'm glad to know that because the thing we approved is not that.
So they maybe changed it when maybe they're...
The thing that the village board approved is not that number.
Okay, maybe, yeah,
Don't know.
whoever drafted it up, yeah.
Don't know. So anyway, there is certainly a line of thought about not having the courthouse square have the music stage and not having that be the centerpiece of a tremendous amount of people on Friday at rush hour time and on Saturday. That's part of the discussion that I've been trying to have. Not that it can't happen, not that it shouldn't happen, but to have that discussion. So, have you got music acts booked for that main stage?
Yes, I already have a signed
Yes, you do.
contract.
So why would you do that without asking us if we would permit you to have that music stage on that courthouse square?
So I don't lose the band.
Gotta have it then.
And the contract has enough clause, it leaves me enough room to
Just,
cancel the
I'm
band.
not trying to be a jerk, I'm just...
Yeah, no, that's...
So, once again, it's the presumption that all these things are gonna happen and can happen without anybody coming to us with that plan or that thought. We'd like to do that, how's that gonna affect the traffic, on and on and on. Those are the discussions that I've been wanting to have.
But now that we have this and we know what to expect, we can deal with the situation.
Yeah, like you said.
Through whatever questions
Well-
you have after we get...
And this is,
I mean, I know it was time
This is the stuff
sensitive,
that-
but
yeah, this is
we're
the
here.
stuff to do.
We're here now.
yeah, we're here now to try to make a snap decision in a minute and a half.
Well, it's not really
So,
I would like to make a motion to approve this parade permit
To get the ball rolling.
contingent on the village board, the Village of Owego Police Department, and the Strawberry Festival Committee working together to safely pull off this festival.
I second that.
so once again, what discussion? We're going to approve the parade permit. Period. We have not approved
Street
the
closures.
street closures other than the street closures for the parade. We have not approved where the festival is going to be, the street closures for the festival, whether that stage is going to be there or not, whether we're going to do this. We're approving the parade permit. So if somebody goes to DOT, the village is not approved at this moment those other things. Is that what we're doing?
Well, when do we need to go to DOT? Jeff, do you have any idea?
Jeff Winchell, I believe, is drawing up the plan.
Yeah, we go at the end of April when we're
End of
April.
gonna do insurance.
Which of course, it's nice that he's drawing up those plans, but until we've said that that's where it's going to be,
But, so he's drawing up the plans, but then when you go at the end of April to DOT, so by the next meeting, we can look at the plan, and then we can go to DOT after the 15th. Does that work?
Yeah, I guess you just want to know street closures, is that it?
What move to approve is the parade, not
For the next meeting,
What more do you need to decide?
yeah.
Just the street closure.
Probably.
We need to know what streets will be included in the Strawberry Festival.
Maybe Jeff Winchell can come and
Yeah.
tell you everything, because he's got a big folder
Jeff-
full of
Yeah, we
everything.
could do it.
All Jeff Winchell is doing is saying, whatever you guys decide to do, here's the plan that he'll do to make the police and the traffic and things work, whatever the plan. He's not making the plan, he's just going
Well,
to...
he's with Walmart.
Well, he's been pretty engaged with us. We have a very strong committee. You're welcome to attend one of our meetings.
Okay, so let's get to the other ugly part.
We welcome anybody to the meeting. Anybody, welcome.
Let's get to the other ugly part. And that's the North Avenue part. Would we, and that's the discussion that I've been asking to have. Would we want to not close North Avenue for the Strawberry Festival? Would we want to have Court Street and Park Street open and the traffic come through, we go on those streets in the manner that it does? Would we want to nudge the Strawberry Festival, which, by the way, whoever's been here for 39 years, the Strawberry Festival didn't used to close North Avenue and Court Street. It used to go down Main Street to 231. It used to go down Front Street. That's what the Strawberry Festival did at one time. Doesn't mean it has to, but do we... Hold on. Do we want to do any of that stuff? Do we want it to be there instead of there? Do we want that to be for safety, for traffic flow?
I think they got a crazy idea.
Yeah.
Let's close traffic the other side of the bridge. Nobody can come across the bridge at all.
That's your
You send them in, you send them in out the other exit.
Oh my God,
Okay.
that's a
Same as
great.
we're gonna do all summer when that bridge is
And that bridge is
closed.
closed.
We're gonna send them to this bridge.
And you know what that is? That's a discussion. No, I like that. That's a discussion. That's a discussion about
Just one day, we can do it. Okay. We can pull it off.
Now,
Right.
Mr. Mayor, I know that a number of
All right, let's
North
let,
Avenue residents would like to speak.
yes,
It's
let's
your
let
call.
Wendy,
Well, I
because she's
just
the chair of the
have one
committee.
more comment. We do have a couple $1,000s worth of sponsorship to put on this festival coming from North Avenue residents or business owners. If we close North Avenue, I'm gonna lose that money for the festival. So if y'all are gonna make a decision to
if you
close
don't
North
close North
Avenue, then it probably needs to happen pretty soon so I can go look for money somewhere else. I'm gonna lose a couple sponsors. And it's not these ladies sitting next to me. I have another sponsor on North Avenue that's willing to put a couple grand into this thing.
I like that.
And if we shut off North Avenue, there goes my money, I can guarantee that. So just let me know as soon as possible, so I can reroute things and find new money or cancel the festival if we have to. I don't know.
All right, to Michelle.
Yep.
and Paul.
I'm Michelle, I'm a business owner on North Ave. I have a very big investment in this. We keep saying we want to include North Ave in downtown Owego because it's downtown Owego. You're going to bring in 30,000 people to Owego and not let them come down North Ave and say, we aren't going to let you down here to shop and visit and include this in part of our downtown. This is part of downtown. So you're going to cut off an area that shouldn't be cut off.
Mr. Mayor?
Oh, I will lose a sponsor.
Let's do Paul. I'm getting tired.
As past squad captain, if you open up North Avenue, that changes your whole AIP for EMS response. So if you include North Avenue in your response or in your festival, that means that all the compliances stay within the fire station and you can respond out of the fire station for all EMS responses to the festival. If you leave North Avenue open, then you have to take all that responsibility from Central Station and put it someplace else remotely. So that's one of the issues with keeping North Avenue open. And in the past, that's why That's why we like North Avenue being closed up to Temple, because that makes the IAP with the State Department of Health very easy.
Yeah, we didn't do too well the last couple of times when we were supposed to have two spots.
That's the festival was notified that we're doing all of our responses out of Central Station, and it worked fine for all those times.
And you also had a roaming medical gator that was all over the place.
Yeah.
Somebody else? Mr. Mayor, somebody else want to speak?
Right, Pat?
I've been involved in Strawberry Fest since its beginning, most every year, and it's grown. And I think we've become one of the noted festivals in New York State now. And people are really eager to come and participate. And the fact that it's growing has caused some problems, but the thing is, every year we put it off with no problems to speak of. We aren't going to do anything crazy. I mean, I think there has to be a little trust here, that we are working for the good of the village. We're not trying to do something outrageous. So I think a lot of this detail stuff could be handled with us and the police and the DOT and Historical Legal Marketplace. And I don't think you can bring up all these details at a village board meeting. But we're very willing to answer anyone's questions. But to get on with this thing, we have to have some approval from the village. So we can go on then to DOT and then to the state. So we're asking you for a very simple thing, and we're willing to meet with you and give you any information that you want. But we cannot talk about different traffic routes, different this, different that at a village board meeting. It just isn't practical. So I hope you will go ahead and give us some approval. We can go ahead, and then if we can go from there and have for future meetings. Thank you.
The only point I wanted to add, my name is Deborah Smith, and I have several businesses on North Avenue, and I just want to again speak on what Michelle did as a business owner. We've always been the struggling part of town. It's always been the glory is on Front and Street and Lake Street, and we kind of get left out of a lot of things, including this grant, which is another story. But North Avenue was a ghost town, a year ago? I mean, the stores were empty, and people rode by and said, oh, it's a shame there's no businesses. Now they're all full. I mean, there's an abandoned building still there, but they're all full. Everyone's full. And these businesses need these 25,000 people that come in a day to get recognition, to survive the rest of the year. We're the ones, these businesses are contributing to our community with sales tax and hiring employees, and there's so many benefits of North Avenue having good businesses in there. And in order for us to survive there and compete with the glory that goes to the other part of town, this is our day. Don't take this day from us. This is when we get to show people we're there, come and shop here, and again, it just snowballs because the money stays in our community and our sales tax and in our, in our revenues and employment and employing people, and it's just good for everybody. Rusty, I know that there's a couple stores that don't benefit on that street. That is we discussed that this is one of your problems. That one of the stores, like Johnny's Fine Food, loses revenue because he doesn't close. But in all honesty, it's not right, and I don't wish that on any business owner. But it's a I think the number was he's losing $6,000 a day. Well, that's more than we make in a month. And it's just one day for a few hours that we're getting to get this benefit, and we just hope that, you'll keep this. And I know that Rusty said it hasn't always been that way, but I've been here for many years, and, it's been for the last 10 at least, right? I mean, it's been more than that, and it's growing. Yeah.
It is growing, yeah.
So, that's what I wanted to say is just don't count us out.
This is what I had mentioned a couple minutes ago about the merchants that don't get to be included in that, to expand this area so that they could do their thing. It's just, that's the day.
It's a Wego's day, really.
It's Ashtown Day.
We don't do many festivals,
We
besides
struggle.
First Friday, but
We struggle all year. There's times that door doesn't even open on our stores, and we struggle. And this is a way of floating us and helping us and getting people to know we're there to survive and stay open.
Like, and I will say, yeah, it is a money thing.
Yeah.
Because my good days are a very, very, very small fraction of those other businesses' bad days. So if I can have one day where I can have a little bit of a bank account built up to support my business on my bad days, this is the day that we get it. That's the day that we get our business. And then that's how our name gets out there, because then people are like, oh, do you know that this person has this, or this store does that? Or, you know, I have people that come from Ithaca, I have people that come from Utica because they found out what we care. You know, but the only time they find that out is when people, 25 or 30,000 people, come to our small village to shop and see what we have.
Robin, Joanne?
I think what you were also talking about, that one meeting, was when I suggested having two bus drop-offs so that it wasn't all coming from one area where they just get lost up here and nobody comes down here.
Yeah, I brought that up.
There's a plan. There's a plan, I'll tell you about.
It's a drop off, not here, somewhere closer to the
I want to say something to be able to get some of that.
No, I have a conflict of interest, I do have a vested interest. I own a business on North End. But speaking surely from other business owners' points of view, most businesses fail within the first year. This is a huge opportunity for all businesses there. I mean, North End used to be the go-to spot. And I think it'd be a shame if we were being hypocritical and saying, yes, you're part of downtown, then closing that street off. I mean, like I said, I'm conflicted because I own, but I also feel the need to represent the other business owners there as well as the residents.
I remember when the Stagecoach was there, wasn't they involved in the Strawberry Fest? There was something always big happening there. The Stagecoach, they call it the Roach Coach, but...
I know this is taking forever, and I apologize, but this is a discussion that needed to happen someplace, and apparently here's where it's going to happen. So, once again, this is the discussion. I heard from two business owners here on North Avenue. Sorry about that, guys. Grandma's Attic, Marabido Gas Station, Community Shop, John's Fine Foods, Sam's Diner. Nobody's coming by these places, and there's other ones coming up the street. I won't mention all of them. Nobody's coming by these places and saying, look at beautiful Owego, we're coming back here to go to John's grocery store, to go to the community shop, to go to the gas station, to go to these places. These places have sacrificed for 39 years losing that Saturday. I understand that there's give or take. I just want people to understand that. So when somebody else gets something over here, these people have all given up. Sheer Paradise will not be open for their Saturday, which is a big haircut day. They're not going to be open. I'm not going to be open. The John the Sign Guy's not going to be open. I understand there's businesses that want this and need this, and I have gone to many of them and spoken to them, and I will go to the rest of them and speak to them just because I want to know what they think and feel.
But if you knew it was going to be expanded past your business, would you be open?
Right.
It's been past my business forever.
It's somewhat of a market, like, I don't want to fight about it, but like John's Fine Foods, he could make a killing that day. He's got food half the price of every other food in that festival. Sell his fried fish, sell his drinks.
No, that's not how that works.
And he could be open, and he could have a booth out front, and he could sell food, and you could too, Rusty, if you wanted to be part of the festival.
I've also been around 39 years. I know quite well how this
like
goes.
all the rest of the merchants. You
Okay,
could
so-
participate.
I think the vendors go to John's too to get their water and stuff. I think he does pretty good
Yeah, the
that day.
sign
Yeah, he
guy
does-
makes it.
yeah, he does real good that
Signs
day.
all week for everything.
So, but I mean, I'm not gonna fight with it, but that's,
But anyway, these are all details. Look, can we just get on with the main thing of whether we could just get the permit?
So these are details about whether some people on North Avenue are extremely affected by this?
We're not running the parade down on Avenue.
Well, the thing right now.
Okay, then we don't have to do that any more of this right now.
Okay, fine.
That's all we wanted was the parade permit, right?
Well, that's not all we wanted.
Yeah.
Might be what you wanted, but it's not what we wanted.
Well, as far as, so what do we do about this then?
Yeah, what do we do?
Well, I think what Rusty's been asking for over a month is detailed information on paper, what's gonna happen, so we can look at it and say yes or no,
Well, now we have
and
that.
discuss it, once we,
It's been a long time coming. We have it now.
we do.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Okay,
And
well,
we're working
the
on
rest
it.
of us don't have it.
Well, he just got it yesterday.
What exactly is it you want to know? Just what streets are gonna close?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
That's
So-
contention, yeah.
I'm gonna get off of this here and leave this go for a moment. So whatever decision is gonna be made about what streets are gonna be in the Strawberry Festival will be made, although apparently we're not making it right now. The motion is to pass this parade permit, which means with this parade permit, you do not, whoever's gonna go to DOT does not get to go to DOT and say, these streets are gonna be closed Friday night, these streets are gonna be closed Saturday. This is just the streets for the parade at this moment. That's what the motion is at this moment. Is that correct? Or not?
legally, yes.
That's the only thing that the parade permit application contains, is information
the only
on
one
that
we don't
Saturday for the hours
Okay.
9 a.m. to...
That's the only permit the village has ever asked us to fill out. We've never had any other permit to fill out for the village ever. So that's why we've never filled out another permit.
That's fine.
Because that's the only one that you have required.
In the past, you're right, it's all you fill out and then you just do
So
it.
it's not that we're negligent, it's just that we've never been asked.
That's how it's always been.
And now you're being asked.
Yeah,
But we want specifics.
all right, we're working on a good plan.
We want to know what it is you want. Give us another permit.
So anyway, and that's not talking about Friday night and all the things that involves with what streets and what stuff and what traffic. That's another talk we're gonna have to have. Or, because that's certainly not been decided. I've gone over this road a number of times with the police chief. There are thoughts and ways and means. It's complicated stuff. So, what are we gonna do, Mayor?
You got a motion in a second?
Yeah, we already have a motion in a second to approve this
The parade route.
parade route. So, well, we just have a vote on it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charles?
Yes.
The parade route, yes.
Laura?
Parade route only, yeah.
So yes.
Sorry.
I don't think I actually have to sign this. It's the police chief that signs it. For you. All right. We will continue to work with Pat and Wendy.
Did you approve the permit?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Unless it's closed.
And then we need some guidelines on what else you would like us to do.
Yes, we'll get
And we
those.
can't just work with the mayor and the police if you guys are gonna come up with all these other questions that we have to address. You know. Or you haven't been in on any of our meetings. I mean, maybe there needs to be a different forum or something. We need to.
We can have a workshop or a special meeting.
We don't have a lot of time.
No. So we gotta
And
be,
it's April, May, June, okay?
When does this have to be in by?
The DOT.
DOT has to be in by the end of the month.
So then I would move that we have an emergency session to discuss this.
so we'll have to have a session before the next 2 weeks. So this week or next week?
Mayor, if I can, I think one of the things that the applicants have asked for is just some idea or criteria as to what they should be presenting to the board, and you're going to want to probably give them some time to consider what information you asked from them so that they can put it all together.
Well,
I mean, they might have already, and I haven't seen it, but at least whatever else that the board might be asking for. And I don't know, like, I know certainly Jeff probably has some information that he would like that would be relevant. The police chief probably needs information. It sounds like they've been working already with the police. The fire department, the EMS department might all have things that they would like as information items that they should put together that gets presented and at whatever day that you guys pick for a meeting, but I don't want you to pick a meeting date next week only to have them, we've not had this information all together yet.
Right. So when does it have to go to, do you know when it has to go to DOT? Is it the end of the month?
End of the month.
I've pretty much got all the information that Joe
And we
needs.
can meet anytime.
I mean, Jeff Winchell and I have already met several times.
And the DOT permit includes the EMS and fire. So-
I mean, most of everything you need is in here except for what Jeff has.
60 days, I have a time, 60. But I can get it approved tomorrow. But,
Great.
I don't want to.
So, do we have a date you want to have this meeting? Can we do it at the next village board meeting, which is 2 weeks from today?
Yeah.
The 15th?
Russ's birthday, good.
Start the meeting at 6:30?
Doesn't matter to me.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, right.
Well, can they put together a report for us to look at
Yeah.
at the next meeting?
I'm just not exactly sure what you want in the report. I'm
Yeah, we
giving
need
you
some-
What
maps
streets you're
and-
closing, where you're putting bans and
Well,
the traffic flow
Yeah.
you're anticipating?
Just give us what it is you want, so that we don't have to have these hours of discussion of things that we don't, that, maybe don't need to discuss perhaps.
Rusty?
So, will there be things on Draper Park?
Yes.
How do we know that? I mean, I know because you just said yes, but how did we know it otherwise?
Because they've been
Their
there.
map isn't updated yet.
Calvary's Love Church. was-
Okay.
Calvary's Love might be on that map if you look at it. It might be there.
Okay, so there's going to be some things in Draper Park.